I think that's about as big as it's gonna get.
Yeah, that's great.
You want me to go get it? What is that? Where is it? Shut up.
Good morning.
Good afternoon. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Hi, guys. Happy New Year. It's our first team meeting of the year.
Yeah.
2026, baby. Big year. Look at that. I'm gonna let Hannah kick it off as she always does so wonderfully.
So I'll get us
Step out the way, let her get it going.
Coming in, we're so excited. There's a lot of stuff going on today that you guys won't hear all about later on. So to start off with, as usual, is our MVVVPP. Our mission is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. Our vision is to be the real estate company of choice for our agents and your customers. And then our values are God, family, then business. And then our belief system, this is our Y4C2Ts. Win-win or no deal, integrity, do the right thing. Customers always come first, commitment in all things. Communication, seek first to understand. Creativity, ideas before results. Trust starts with honesty. Teamwork, together everyone achieves more. Equity, opportunities for all, and success results for the people. So this is our belief system. Thank you. It's been a while since I've done that, so I was having to think about it as I spoke.
Does anyone, before we move on from this particular for the new year, let's talk about our Y4C2Ts a bit. Has anybody experienced any of this since our last meeting? Has it showed up for you in your life or business in any way that you'd like to share?
I mean, I'll start off with the teamwork. Like, we are a team here, not just in leadership between our agents and just between last year and everything that we've had going on. Like, just working with an amazing team together. Like, we couldn't do it without each other, and we couldn't do it without you guys and everyone in this room.
Like the parades.
Yes.
Great.
And
Yeah, I mean, it almost seems into bucket fills when we start talking about those things, but
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Had a great parade.
Christmas party, like everything. It's awesome.
Yes, sir.
So I'm happy we did the right thing. We got a new home. And one that we're gonna be there for many years. And it's gonna be very agent and customer friendly. And it's nice to have a home.
Sure, that actually was a teamwork because it was we've been looking for 6 months plus for a new home. And broker Jeff called one day and said, "Hey, I drove by this place and I think it's available." We ended up taking a look and
Commercial
here we
real
are.
estate, get your butt in the car and drive.
We just came across it, so it was awesome.
This is a home
So that
for
was-
us.
It was a great example of teamwork, actually.
It's a class building, it's a home, it's a place we're gonna be for at least 5 to 7 years. And it's gonna be one that you're gonna be proud of. It's gonna be one you're gonna be proud to bring your customers in. It's, 50 feet from a great restaurant and store. And I think it's just a terrific location. We'll have signage on airport. We'll have a nice marquee with Keller Williams Realty Naples on it. And it sort of checks a lot of boxes that we need to have checked in order to grow.
Yeah, and I will say this, the Y4C2Ts will be coming to play even more as we get into this transition and how we will need to support each other through teamwork, through working together on the move itself, because it's going to get a little messier before it gets great, right? So it's just something to keep in mind, which is a topic. January 15th is technically when we should have keys in hand. But there's a lot of work that needs to be done there. So we have general contractors, and it'll get messy before it gets wonderful. So, but it'll be great. It's for an awesome cause. And you're gonna love it by the time it's all said and done.
Anyone?
All right.
Cool. And then our perspective is a training, coaching, consulting, and technology company, creating the culture and community where entrepreneurs thrive. And then, of course, our purpose is to be the place where entrepreneurs thrive.
You guys, if you weren't at Jason Abrams, some of us were there. And if you have, he kind of just got on Instagram, and I think it's a great, you should follow him. If you're not following him yet, but he keeps saying it, and it is 100% true. To what was just said is that we are a people development company. We're a people development company first. We do real estate. Okay.
Well, I kick it off to you.
All right, well, we're gonna go through some slides real quick before we pass it off to Jeremy, who I believe is on. And then we'll move on to the next part. But just want to wish everybody a happy birthday. To everyone that's on here, but specifically to those who are in the room. Ashley, when is exactly your birthday?
January 31st.
January 31st. All right. Happy birthday. Who else is in the room that has a birthday? Anybody in Zoom land that has a birthday? Missing anybody in this room? Well, happy birthday to all on the list. And our work anniversaries. Rachel, Daniel, Jean, Zoe, Kristaps, all 1 year. Mary on her 2-year anniversary. Gwen, 4 years. Chris, 4 years. Ralph, 5. Coco, 5. Kevin Kohler, 8 years with the company. And Jose Contreras, 11 years. Happy anniversary, everyone. December newcomers. Jerry, Nancy. Nancy's the room. Birthday, it's Chica and Ashley. Ashley wanted to be here, and as you guys all know, when you're new, it's like, oh, do Ignite, do the team meeting. It's like, so she's in our Ignite class. But speaking of Ignite, our Ignite graduates are Ashley Barnes. Congratulations. And Elena. All right, so back to bucket fills, which is where Y4C2Ts were born. Anybody have any bucket fills they'd like to share since our last team meeting?
What are bucket fills?
Bucket fills are things that fill your buckets, like with gratitudes, right? And typically they fall back into the Y4C2Ts, and it doesn't have to be, but it is about, we tend to share like things that we kind of really, it can be anything. It's not limited to things that we just experience together as a group. It could also just be things in our life that we're grateful for, that we'd like to share. And there 2 hands went up. I'll call the hand that went up first, even though his harder. Doreen.
I am grateful and thankful to everybody doing open houses. Everybody knows that I always have a listing here, a listing there, and you guys have really stepped up and done a ton of them.
What a great plug. Gratitude and plug at the same time. I love it.
Sure, yeah, it's all self-motivated. The second thing.
How many listings do you have right now?
Man,
that's great.
10.
10. So those are 10 open house opportunities.
I just put something under agreement, Josh working on something, and I have another one coming on this state, so 13.
13 open house opportunities. Great.
I want to thank Jordan for all of his direction. He's making me do things I don't want to do, but I'm doing it, so. If he can get me to do it, he can get anybody to do the things that they don't want to do. But so thank you.
All right, well, that's a perfect transition to Jordan. Jordan, you have your hand up.
Yeah, first one is just thank you for everybody that's been coming to the last 2 months of boot camps. Some came multiple times. We're going to continue doing it every single month. Available this month as well. So appreciate you guys coming. The second one being just everybody that jumped on the 2 information sessions that I did for the productivity coaching program. So far, we have 7 signed up that are officially coaching with me. Some already on their second one-on-ones with me, some on their first ones. And just thank you for trusting in that process. Appreciate you all.
I think a big bucket fill is Edgar as a new baby. Congratulations. Yes, sir.
I know he's not here, but I'd like to give great thanks to Kevin. You know, the guy has stepped up. He's here.
Yeah.
When we showed him that building, I know it's gonna cost quite a bit of money to fix it up. We got some credit from the landlord, but he just walked right up to that and said, this is where we need to be and this is what we need to do. And it's made a huge difference in the whole outlook for this market center and to the opportunities that are gonna be available to everybody in this room and everybody that joins us. So thank you, Kevin.
That's awesome. I think, you just specifically, I'm not mistaken, I think the neighbors also shared in our meeting on how challenging it is to be an OP. When you think about what profit share is, right? And how, profit share is when the office is profitable, right? The office shares profit share with those who have built their downline, right, in that office, but they don't share in profit loss, right? That's something the OP carries, right? So it's heavy is the head that wears the crown, as they say. But it is heavy, right? Yeah, thank you for saying that. Yes, ma'am.
So I have a bucket fill that I think I wanted to say because it's an opportunity for everyone in this room. And that is that I have received a lot of referrals through the KW network over the last several months from agents that I've built relationship with outside of Florida. And they're really starting to come in because I've spent a lot of time cultivating those relationships. So it's an opportunity for everyone in this room to build your own relationships, and it could be a really big part of your business.
Amen.
Let's piggyback on that because we were going through numbers and we were talking about referrals in our last meeting. And I said, oh, I've had a couple of outgoing referrals and, blah, blah, blah. And as I started to add them up, there were 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my gosh, this is the way. And it's a big opportunity. So anybody going to steal your thunder. Anybody?
It's coming.
Let's
Coming.
I think we should schedule a time to sit down and talk about what are the things that you guys are doing to plan for family reunion. Let's do that now, because if we don't, it's gonna be here and we will have missed out.
You want to schedule something for next week?
Yes.
Let's do it. Yeah, we'll schedule something for next week for those who
For those
are
who care
going to attend. Let's look at a date. Maybe an email can go out and we can share a date, pick a date and some talks. We can Zoom it, maybe talk about strategies and things like that for family reunion. Any other bucket fills? David, congratulate you on a heck of a start of a career. You're been kicking butt. So, and I will say that is almost always because you say yes to everything. And you're always there. So congratulations. Great start to. Anything else? Oh, all right, we'll move on. All right, I'm going to give Jeremy Elder the floor. Jeremy, are you out there?
Yes, sir. Hello, team. Nice to meet all of you. Are you
Hey,
able
Jeremy.
to hear me?
Hold on 1 second. Just putting up the volume here for you.
All right.
Mike test, Jeremy, can we hear you? Can you hear me?
Yep. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yep.
Yes. Do you need access to share anything?
I have a very, very, very short presentation that we put together for 2026 that is designed for your team to share with listing agents. I was going to share that I know you wanted me to keep it brief. I don't have to. I can talk over it instead of sharing it visually. It's up to you, Eugene.
You can share the screen.
We can share a screen. You can share it now if you like.
should have the capability.
All right.
Okay.
Perfect. So quick introduction, everybody. My name is Jeremy Elder. I am your team's growth advisor and showcase expert here with Zillow. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but in December of last year, Eugene made a very healthy commitment to the Zillow Showcase program on behalf of your team. He agreed to a 12 listing per month, 12-month contract with Zillow as a commitment to the team sitting in this room and those virtually to help grow your listing business and make a marketing investment to position your team as an exclusive showcase agency. That means only 10% of agents in your area are allowed to be Zillow Showcase agents, and he has made an investment for an entire year to ensure that you all have access to that program. I believe it to be extremely beneficial for your business this year, and I'd like to highlight a couple ways to do that. Background on me, I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I come from 20 years of marketing. This is my first time with a Fortune 500 company here at Zillow. And the reason why I truly believe in this product is because of my marketing background. And should you be able to adapt to that, I really think this can be hugely successful for you this year. I want to jump into a very, very brief presentation that we put together for agents to be able to present to potential listing clients. Are you able to see my screen, everybody?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I got a little spiel for each slide for you here. So this would be you, the agent, presenting this to a potential seller client. It's only 6 slides, very brief. Good morning, good afternoon. Today I want to show you how we're going to position your property, not just to be seen, but to dominate the real estate market in 2026. We are moving beyond traditional marketing into a new era of screen appeal using the Zillow Showcase platform. Why is 2026 different? In 2026, the market has stabilized, but buyers have become much more selective. With sales volume up over 4%, there's more inventory for buyers to choose from. To get you the best price, we can't just put a sign in your yard and hope for the best. We need to capture the high intent buyer, the person who is doing 90% of their shopping on their phone before they ever call an agent. And this is where we introduce Zillow Showcase. Zillow Showcase comes in as an invite-only AI-powered marketing suite. Unlike a standard listing that just scrolls through photos, Showcase creates an interactive experience. It uses AI to link high-resolution photography directly to a digital floor plan. It allows a buyer to virtually walk through your home and understand the layout instantly, which is the #1 thing 2026 buyers are looking for. Oh, I jumped ahead there, sorry. I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to see the data. Because Showcase listings are prioritized by Zillow's algorithm, they see a massive spike in engagement. We're talking 79% more views and 69% more saves on average. When a buyer saves a home, they get notified of every update, keeping your property at the top of their mind and their inbox. At the end of the day, my job is to protect your equity. On average, Showcase listings sell for 2% more. On a $500,000 home, that is an extra $10,000 in your pocket. Not only that, but they sell faster, 10% more likely to go pending in the first 2 weeks. We're aiming for a hot listing status right out of the gate to give us the most leverage in negotiations. I invest in this technology, I being your whole agency, because I am committed to being an agent of the future. I don't just want to sell your house, I want to provide a premium experience that justifies your trust in me. By using these tools, I can provide you with weekly performance reports showing exactly how much interest we're generating, so we are never guessing. We are always making data-backed decisions. And our final slide here. So here's the plan. We'll bring in our specialized media team to capture the Showcase assets. We'll launch with a coming soon teaser to build heat, and then we'll go live with the full Showcase treatment. Does this strategy align with your goals for your home? So this is kind of what we're leading into 2026 for. And I just showed all of you this, so I'll ask you a very simple question. You're a very tiny box on my screen, but is everyone at least familiar with Zillow Showcase by show of hands? Or is this all, am I speaking a foreign language here?
No, we're all familiar.
All right, perfect. So I know that Zillow Showcase has been part of your team's plan for quite a while now. When I took over your account in December, Eugene and I had conversations about how to utilize credits he had already invested in, how to kind of reposition branding. And I shared with him a branding guideline. It's an entire pre-built social media, listing presentation, slide, videos, marketing suite that your team has access to. But the reason why I wanted to join your call today is just kind of to remind you that Showcase, the fact that it sells the house for faster and for more money is the result, but taking the stance of owning that you are an exclusive Showcase agent. That's a built-in trust to that and a built-in reliability that, again, only 10% of people in your area can even offer. So it's really important to weaponize that exclusivity and use it to your advantage. I'm happy to do one-on-ones with anybody that wants help with getting the showcase listing set up, with reviewing an existing listing and making sure that it's built as successful as possible. Eugene, some of your listings could use a little work. But I am here to answer any questions you guys have about Showcase and make sure you're successful with it this year.
So I would like to do, have a one-on-one. I have sat down with Eugene, and as you know or may not know, sometimes we get off track and we're a little convoluted. So there are things that I have 2 listings right now that I would like to make better. And so whatever I need.
Yeah, that would be great. Eugene, if you wouldn't mind, I will send you an email real quick, and can you forward that onto your team with my contact information?
Sure.
Okay, great. And anybody else that needs to sit down and do a review, talk strategy, I'm happy to do that with you. I want to help you guys be as successful with this product as you can.
Thank you.
Eugene, are we getting those slides?
Are you sharing those slides? So those slides are different than what I have from the past.
This is brand new, so I will email this to you now. It includes the speaker notes, which is what I read to you guys. Feel free to put your own sauce on that, of course. But yep, I'll make sure you have this.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions before I go?
Yes, we have one other question here.
Do you have to do showcase? Do you have to do showcase right off the bat with a listing, or could, let's say you have a listing that's been on the market for 2 weeks or 4 weeks, can you then transition to showcase?
It's a great question, and the answer is yes. You can put showcase on any property as long as it has a 3D home tour. That's the only requirement. If you don't have a 3D home tour on the property, they're about $100 to $120 to shoot. They take about an hour. It's very easy. You can either book it through Showcase, or you can reach directly out to the photographer that shot it originally. Almost every photographer in Florida is a licensed Showcase photographer because there's so darn many of you guys. So that's the only criteria. And it actually is incredibly beneficial to put it on a listing that's been up for a while, because you can tell your seller, hey, look, what we were doing hasn't gotten the traction we wanted. I'd like to move on to this next phase, which is showcasing your listing. And you'll have live data from the day it goes live to share directly with them to show the difference it's making.
Thank you.
But to the point that we were talking about yesterday, and it reminds me again, what sells is price. Right? These are great marketing strategies, but what sells is price. So if your seller's still being unrealistic, I think that's something you have to think about in your business, and it's right to do it. Okay. Anything else?
Nothing on my end.
Jeremy, thank you so much. I will share your email so that those who want to go one-on-one can connect with you.
All right. God bless. Thank you, everybody. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Happy New Year. All right. I think I need Hannah back up here. Where's Jordan?
Hey, Eugene.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll share a quick story about Zillow Showcase.
Awesome.
I don't even know, my team has used it 6.
I thought you're using it every time now.
Well, not necessarily, but like $250,000.
Right. And I had, by the way, I'll tell you this, I had a conversation with them about it, and they said it is worth still doing it on those meetings.
Okay, that's really interesting. We thought we might get phone calls directly to us where we maybe get both sides. That's a piece that's not happening for whatever reason. But it is also something that we say that differentiates us during a listing appointment. You know, if you can see a seller says, I've never heard anyone mention that. Tell me about that. And then most recently, Stephanie and I co-listed a property in the Oaks, and we got it under contract in just a few weeks with multiple offers, and we got full ask price. And I was sitting with the buyer at the inspection or the GC day or something, and he said, you know, first of all, we sat on stage, it looked amazing. And he said, when this first hit the market, and every time I went on to Zillow, you were first. You were the #1 property I would see every single time. He said, did you do that? I said, yes, we did.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a great,
Yeah,
and I shared that, we were under contract obviously, but I shared that with our sellers and they were like, awesome, thank you so much for making that investment for us.
well, Kim, that's it. I think this marketing, it's marketing in two ways, because you may not have got any leads from it, but you have, right? And some haven't, right? And you have, right? So, it's marketing for the property and it's marketing agent.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just another way to potentially, you're listing your lead, right? Rather than them clicking, tour, at least you're first, right? And you're seen first. And maybe you're not getting a lead directly through there, but the more you guys are seen over and over again, just like any other sign that's out, out on the streets or whatever, you're being seen more in our community
Sure.
over and over again. It's just another place.
I have two stories on that to talk about that. I had a listing and Sonia helped me we put a different bed skirt into a wall. That was a dump, to be honest with you. Went on the market, got it under contract in a couple of weeks. And I got both sides because the guy's a Zillow shopper. He's straight up a Zillow shopper and just called me and said, hey, that's your listing. I'd like to come and see it. Came and saw it, put the offer in, we worked through it. Wasn't full price, but the house, it sold where it should have sold, and I got both sides of it. And the flip side of that is one of the ones I got back after I lost it, it went to another agent. That other agent chased the market down. I put on the exact same price where the other agent was, and I sent 3 palms back out there to do the 3D floor plan that we're struggling with on another listing. And freaking within a week, it was under contract. And I had multiple offers, and we got a full price offer. It's got some errors to work through on financing, but it was it went from being basically a dead old listing with myself and another agent in a year and a half to showcase to multiple offers at the exact same price. So,
And that's out looking at it out, out online, but you can have it literally, like we said, a strategy to have it in the open house, have it open, show people how it has AI features, how, and they, send us potentially interviewing this, things that you use that for marketing. And they do that?
yeah, Roseanne, you said that one, 1050. It's under contract, unfortunately not with your buyer, but you had good traffic through there. She had freaking tons of people.
How much does it cost?
$300
$300?
for the credit, yeah, for the credit, which is the lifespan of your listing. Okay, $299.
You did say $299, yes,
Yeah, $299.
Which is the lifespan of your listing. If you weren't here, if you were somewhere else, it's $750
Wow.
for that credit. But because of like he said, the commitment that we made is 300 versus the 750 that it would cost you outside of it. And by the way, before that, David, didn't you call?
Yeah.
What did they say to you when you called? Why did they want to charge you?
Less than 50, I think.
Right?
Like that, yeah.
Right? You said a month, they would try and save you.
Yeah.
On that call, right? So is, but we're
This
actually
is for the
making-
life of the list.
Yes, and this is for the life of the listing. Yes, ma'am.
So I had a question. So I heard that you have a contract for 12 a month for 3 year. So if everybody's doing it, we're presenting it, should we check to make sure there's an opening in it before we do present
No.
to the buyer? Do you have an opportunity to
We,
open the contract to get more
we
spots?
will, yes, because I have a contract that can always grab another one if needed.
Okay.
We can always make that happen, right? So don't worry about that. You use it as part of your marketing strategy, every time, right? It is a great marketing strategy and it's one, like I said the last time, like, do you have another one? It should be in there, right? And, Sonia, by the way, congratulations on your first listing. Congratulations on your father's first listing as well. Congratulations.
I'm not sure about their listings real quick.
You wanna hear about the listing?
It
Two seconds.
only takes
2 seconds. We wanna hear about your listing, Sonia?
Yeah, it's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, totally renovated, K-12 great location, beautiful pool area at 3699. But the outside is really what we're loving right now. It's brand new resurfaced pool. It's literally sparkles. It's gorgeous. So yeah, great. Corner lot, huge corner lot.
Wait, where is it? The name is Cape Coral.
It's Cape Coral, yeah.
Yeah.
25th Southwest Terrace,
Veterans and Skyline.
502.
Veterans and
Right.
Skyline.
Yeah,
Okay.
Little, I think it's a little excited about it. Hey, how about yours?
Sorry.
But
If I said a parade, you're gonna. Right, no, sir.
my dad does real estate up in Massachusetts, and someone reached out to him saying, I need to sell my home near here. And I also have a place in Florida I'd like to get rid of. And he's like, well, my son lives in Florida. So they're quite a bit up north. They're not in our MLS even, so I have to go to a different MLS to get it. But the key is in the mail right now, and they're willing to work with us. And
But say where it is, because we have people who move, right, from Naples to where?
it's
Or Charlotte? Or Northport,
Northport, yes.
Right.
Yeah, all the way. So
And I'm putting it in the Speller MLS form.
Okay.
Well, we have people, I mean, I have people that come down from New England as well, and they're going to,
Yeah,
they're going to Venice, they're going to Elmwood.
they're looking at all
They'll
areas.
help you send it to those people.
Yeah.
That's what
Yes.
it's about, right? Yeah.
Right, because when people come and say, I'm looking at Naples and I'm looking at.
Right, absolutely,
Right.
yeah.
So, Rosanna, congratulations on your new rental
Tell
listing.
them the price.
Tell them the price.
I'm not positive off the top of my head.
All right, it's free.
It's
gonna be cheap.
under 300.
It's under 300. All right, Rosanna, what you got?
A rental
Uh-huh.
in Pelican Bay, L'Ambiance neighborhood.
Huh?
It's annual 4,000, seasonal 8, but I already have somebody interested. They called me yesterday.
Awesome.
Off the market.
Awesome. Anybody else have anything else they want to share? Listings, etc.? Yeah, fantastic. Where are you, community?
Yeah.
Right, where you keep doing that community work. Yes, congratulations. You're really
You're
digging
being the
into
queen of
that,
your domain.
that community.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Sir,
Doesn't matter.
what do you got? You got the new listing in Cape Coral? You finally went live on it?
Went live on Cape Coral, but I got another one in Estero that should go live next couple days.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Doreen, what about our?
Piper's Grove, 2 bedrooms and a den, second floor unit, flooring is all brand new, nicely repainted. Nice, view of the lake. Piper's Grove is right here in town, so it's got a ton of amenities. It's adorable. It's 400, 390.
$395.
Thank you,
And it's a
395.
terrific open house opportunity for anybody who wants to do it on Sunday.
Well, it's just going live, right?
But live today.
This Sunday. Okay. All right. Anybody else?
I'm doing a rental with Bill.
You guys already in the contract?
We're.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally listed it and.
One day, Pelican Bay, 10
Ah.
grand.
Oh,
Seasonal.
10 grand.
Yeah.
The price of it. Congratulations. That's awesome. All right. So I didn't realize you got quite a few more slides to go through, but so I want to congratulate those of you who came up in the top 100. Tim Good, he's an agent here, but he's really based out of Chicago. That's why you guys are like, who's that? Why does he look like Ron? It's not Ron. It's Tim Good. It's not Freddie. It's not me. Michael Bricky, Mark and Amanda Fennick, Doreen, Stephanie Pearson, and Michelle Combs, Kim, Denny, and Bill. Congratulations. Southwest Florida. You know what's a common theme with these people? Here's a common theme. Every single one of these, I'm gonna be honest, with the exception of Michael Bricky, I'm not sure. But every single one of these are at family reunion, are at mega agent camp, are at Bold. Every single one of these go every single year or have gone, and maybe it didn't go, a year ago or so, but that's a common denominator. Just want to point that out. So, okay. Moving on. Oh, speaking of the devil, here's another reminder, and I'm constantly posting. Hey, I have nothing to gain from this except that I gain by you gaining, by showing up to this thing and getting what you can get out of this. And I try to post every time I see somebody saying, hey, I have another one for sale at 800 to our private Facebook page so that you guys see them because they're still out there. And this is a great opportunity to learn about anything you could potentially think about. Think about something I'm gonna say right now, you thought about it, it's there, right? And network with people that are also either doing it big or looking to do it big. So, and this is when we were talking to Kim's point and Doreen's point, right? This is one of the places where it happens, right? The networking, the getting your name out there, the being part of the communities. This is where it happens too, right? Because if you're part of a community like Kate, by the way, everybody thinks when we say community, the first thought is luxury and nothing else. But there's KWYP, there's estate planner, KWYP is KW Young Professionals, estate planner, help me with some other ones. Anybody?
Relocation.
Relocation, military, golf. Those are different, but they're still there. Military, right? Wealth, right? And they meet at these events, right? This is a place where they get together and have their own events. Right? You have the standalone events at them too, and you get to mingle with your people and build your referral business. And it's a write-off as a business, right? So that's the event registration. Here is your new year, new posts. If you wanna scan that, where you can find new posts for media. Wait a second. In case anybody wants to scan it, I see a couple of.
Freddie's head is in my way. I got it. Good.
I should be able to get the reflection, right?
Hey, God only made a few perfect heads, and the rest of our hair.
Thank you, thank you.
I picked that lot at home, I know.
I'll let you move on, all right? All right, Jerry, you have a class coming up like in a few minutes.
Yeah, 1:30.
Where are you? Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
1:30. What's this class about?
Renovation loans
Huh?
for all the different types of properties and buyers, so it's regular primary residence, investments, and second homes. So there's a lot of different nuances to each. What can be, renovated, we can announce the stuff. So hopefully you guys can be there to help you with some of your listening for buyers looking for something to renovate. And then at the end of the month, I'm doing a mortgage basics. It's a kind of a mortgage 101 class, just kind of an overall view on, down payment amounts and different types of loans, so that if you get asked questions, from buyers and things, you'll kind of have a good idea of basics and just questions during that class. So I believe I can be there.
And Jerry's gonna bring back information. I think the last slide that we talked about where entrepreneurs thrive, we always have entrepreneur opportunities, and I don't think we brought it up in a while. So Jerry is going to bring it back to us so that you guys who haven't heard about it or don't remember it, that there are opportunities to what do you call it?
Dual agent.
To be a dual agent so that you can take the class, get your license, and get referrals for the loan side. Whether it's refinance, doesn't have to just be somebody you're actually doing something with, right?
Yeah.
Could be refinancing, etc., right?
Yeah. Well, that's from finances, purchases, so you just get paid, portion of it on both sides of it, so.
Just another opportunity for income. Thank you, sir.
You can always plug in there.
He's not.
All right, luxury training. Remember, tomorrow is the first Wednesday of the month. And so therefore we have Brady Sandal streaming in live. We're doing it for Mason and Co. And Mason and Co. is a luxury company that sells kitchen and bathroom appliances, right?
Closet.
Yeah, they do
All
closets.
electric.
Sherry, who's not here right now, did a meeting there. It was a wonderful meeting that we had there. They're letting us host it there again. As you know, because this focuses on luxury, we try to show up in different spaces that are to give us just another view of something luxury, so that we learn at the same time, not only from Brady, but just within our local space, like what is luxury experiences, lifestyle, events, just things that matter to luxury customers potentially, right? So that's why we do that. And tomorrow it's at Mason and Co. It starts at 10:30. The at Brady starts at 11 a.m. sharp every time. I want to thank again as a bucket fill. I do want to thank Dave and Sherry for really taking the lead on this and making sure that we have what we need so that we have a fun and learning event here. Right? Anything you guys want to add?
Thank you, Dave. I'm just gonna show up this time.
All right, hope you guys can make that. It really is there's always something to learn there.
That's
January 8th, which is 2 days from today, Barbar versus Nabor with our broker Jeff from 11 a.m. to 12:30. Be there or be square. Also January 27th for this class and beyond with Jeff as well, 1:30 to 2:30.
Is that here?
Well, that's a good question. January 27th, TBA.
Some of these classes.
January 8th, yes. TBD.
Be aware you might get
Yeah.
emails or Facebook posts. Some of them might swap to Zoom.
I
So
think we
Because
moved
we
it,
might be
we
home.
moved this to February.
Yeah.
This is an NAR presentation.
Well, the 8th one is fine.
Don't-
It was fine.
good. It's
It's the 27th one that's in and because it's on the cusp, so
Okay.
Yeah.
I
we might
just
not
assume
have
move
Wi-Fi.
it.
we could.
Because
I
it's
agree.
really, this was an NAR presentation. Normally that stuff isn't any good. This guy spent an hour putting together the best reasons why you should be a listing agent. And he had facts and motivation and what your mindset should be. And it was one of the best things I've ever seen. So I'm gonna do it for you because I think you should consider being a listing agent first and then a buyer's agent. Now, everybody starts out as a buyer's agent, but I can tell you that the best long-term strategy in the business is still listing agent, right?
Jeff, if it's that important, I wouldn't push it. I have some pool, we can find a spot.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I can find a good
Maybe you
spot
can do
for
it
us
at
to do
Limjack or
it.
something. Okay.
Yeah, we don't have to do
I
it,
think
so
we already
we
talked
can find a
about,
good spot.
I think we already
I
talked about
promise.
moving it to February.
Well,
The
it's the
okay.
day before we are out of town.
It is,
We're out of town on the 28th.
right,
Some of us are going early.
right.
So just.
Going early too.
Okay, we
For
can
the other
move it,
codes.
which is coming up.
All right.
It's coming up. We'll go February then, okay?
February.
That's the beauty of being able to pivot and shift, right? Photo day, we have Three Palms Media coming to do headshots, free headshots. From 1 to 3 p.m. We are hosting this at Clive Daniel, correct?
Yes.
At
Class
Clive
A.
Daniel. You see the address here, 2777 Tamiami Trail. These are free headshots from Three Palms. They're a great partner of ours. So
Again,
I
these are
think
free headshots.
they are free headshots.
Please sign up.
Please sign up for a time slot because it is the trickiest thing. They are there for what? 2 hours?
Mhm.
Right,
Yeah.
so for 2 hours and then they're gone. So if you don't, even if you have headshots, maybe you want to freshen up, get a new headshot, maybe you just got new haircut, new hairstyle, maybe you just shave.
Where is that?
Just saying.
Where-
Demian.
Right, man.
Oh,
Clive
Clive
Daniel.
Daniel. Oh, because it doesn't say Clive Daniel.
No, it doesn't. That's why I said Clive Daniel, but the address is there, 2777, but it is at Clive Daniel. Okay.
What's the date on that?
Well,
The 12th, January 12th.
It's a Monday.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
January 12th.
Okay.
Right? If you would scan it, you'll get the date because you'll be able to
Oh,
register
it's
there.
on. Right, got you.
All right, so Denny Grimes, we have him scheduled for next week. He is going to come in and he is going to speak about 2026, right? So we were talking this morning and he just wants to share, like, a lot of people are asking, what's the market like? Well, what does this 2026 look like? Well, right? And then, we do, if Mark was here, he'd say, humada. But Denny wants to come in and talk about the conversations that you could be having to bring clarity to those who want to know about the market in 2026. So we are doing that on January 13th at 12 p.m. here live in this room. Lucky 13. Naples class, boot camp. We
Okay.
talking about booty camp? I mean boot camp. Sorry.
Okay,
It's
so
like
boot camp,
Freudian.
the days are there that we started off with a very quick version just to get it kicked off, but now it's gonna be 6 days and that's what it's kind of gonna stick at. For the most part, this should be here in the office. The only day we're not sure about is the 22nd because that might be our actual move day where we are loading up the trailer and everything. So once again, apologize. Like Eugene said, things are gonna get messy before they get good. So just bear with us. We'll communicate with you guys so that be aware 22nd might be canceled and the 28th and 29th might be on Zoom. So we'll just kind of have to see depending on Wi-Fi and stuff like that.
Kind of what time on those days?
So they're each going to be from 9:30 to noon. Sorry, that should be on there. 9:30 to noon every single day for those that are doing Ignite for this month. What the last 30 minutes should be Q&A. So if people need to step out at the end to get on Ignite, that's fine. But 9:30 noon to noon is what we're looking at.
People should show up to this. I think that, it's difficult when somebody doesn't show up to any of this and then it's like, I need help and I don't know how to do this. It's like starting from scratch.
This weekend.
But for those of you who do show up to this, yeah, thank you for showing up. It's not expected that because you show up to this and then you can just do it either. Like, right, that's also not how it works. But at least you get
Yeah.
right, you get
And
the
this-
foundation and it makes
this
it a
is-
little easier for us.
Yeah, this is just found for those of you that were able to join us last month and the previous month. This is foundational information and talking about stuff. Unfortunately, for the sake of time, we can't get into actually workshopping and answering all questions. So for a lot of that, you can always schedule one-on-ones with myself, with Jordis, or come to the open tech hours on Friday at noon.
Hey, I just did my first smart plan by myself.
I know you didn't. You said you.
3 years later. Next level, yes, sir.
So as someone that has been playing with the website side of it, I found that if you have an idea of what you want and you're not sure, if you just ask Google how to do it, Google does connect the command and will tell you how to go through the steps to do whatever you want for the website.
I heard was, I want to give a class on websites.
Well,
If there's something specific,
Yes.
Freddie, you've been
Yes, Freddie,
voluntold.
yeah.
you can do
Yes,
it.
Freddie has not volunteered, Freddie has actually volunteered. So
Aw.
I want to
We
share
have
with you
spoken,
guys
we have
that we've been talking a lot because Freddie wants to be the tech committee.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? And
Right.
the first time
Right.
hearing it,
Right.
First time, yeah.
not for real.
we put it out.
We're putting it out there that he wants to be the tech committee to
Yes.
help us and support us in all of these things, right? So that is a committee coming to a theater near you soon. Which will be helpful as we plan on building out a media studio in our new office as well. All of these things are gonna play a part in it, right? Because we have to get, not with the times, we gotta get ahead of the times, right? And so these are our goals, and what a great time to do it, but in a new year, new office.
Well, Bill, you and I need to start doing our MLS one.
Yes.
I was just thinking about that today. We gotta get on the calendar like for every month, right? Happy hour. So this has been a pretty happy hour for me, but I would say we're having happy hour. The idea of this happy hour, and I hope it works out as such, but if it doesn't matter. We still have the happy hour. We're gonna have it at Lou Jack's. I should have key in hand. I want to have a happy hour and then I want to walk over to our new office so that you guys can see it. Right? And so you're gonna see the before, right? It is going to be a mess. But we get to see the before, the really before, because that's literally when we get the key in hand, right? And that's what I'm saying. We're hoping to get the key in hand on the 15th. And then we'll go over there and see the office, right? And see.
George, no more fobs?
No more fobs. No more fobs. No more fobs. Right. You will have like we need that.
Put your number in, but don't forget your number.
So a lot of cool stuff coming, right? So hopefully you can show up to this. If you thought it's not the end of the world, obviously we're gonna be in and out of the office like crazy at that time. But it'll be cool to just all do it together and kind of have a group outing from one to the other. So. Okay, all right. It's taking a long time to get there because it's the new year. We took a long time, and man. But so we always do what agents are doing successfully in this market, and we have not sat with Bill yet. But today I'm going to sit with Bill for a little bit, and we're going to talk, and we're going to interview.
Can I sit down my feet?
And we're going to. This is for you right here, and here are.
Can I just say that we really need to change the picture that's up there? I'm just saying.
Right. Funny, I've heard that before. Hannah? Is that the one you don't like? No, it's one I don't like. I have a new one.
I think personally you look a lot better now.
I
than you
agree.
did in that picture.
Great, that's why that one needs to go away. So, Hannah.
You look seasoned, you look very, but
Very
I know I
80s.
can help
So
you.
as you can tell, this is with Bill, so this is gonna go
Hannah.
real fast.
Can you help, please?
So I'm gonna try my best with
I talked to Jordan, we have him like.
with an outline to go through some questions, and then give some time for Q&A as well, okay? So we've been doing this little bit like for the last couple of months, just sitting down with agents who are top agents and doing things successfully to learn more about how they started in real estate, what got them here, a little bit about their background, what are their challenges, and what they have planned for the future. So, Bill, thank you very much. Thank you. It's so good to meet you. Nice to meet you. So, all right. So before we start talking real estate and business, let's just talk about you, your background, where you come from, your family, your kids, that stuff.
Born in Minnesota, married, couple was wives, 3 kids, 36, 34, and 31, 5 grandchildren with the 6th one on the way. Kids all live in Minnesota, doing well. Yeah, thank you. They're doing well. I worked for retail company, started in college, 1987 with Costco Wholesale, small little company with 17 locations. Went on to get relocated within about a year and a half to Northern California, lived in the Bay Area, opened up 4 locations in the Bay Area, went to Washington, the state of Washington, Seattle area, opened up a location there, opened up 4 locations in Montana, opened up 3 locations in Minnesota, 2 in Detroit, 1 in Chicago, lived in all those different places, owned a home in Arizona, did not, but actually did some work for Costco in Arizona, but never opened any location there. And then went to this weird company called Hobby Lobby, because I'd spent 3 years playing golf and drinking beer on a golf course in Arizona, and decided that it was time to do something, and they recruited me. That lasted less than 11 months, because I did not want to get back into retail. Both my grandfather lived in Osprey, was a broker for 50 years. My brother's been here since 94, was a broker here. Always said, come and do real estate. Here I am in Laguna Beach, this gorgeous place in paradise, and hated what I was doing. Flew out here, looked around, said, wow, I think I could do this. My brother's, anybody that's met him, is a little scatterbrained and doesn't really have a good business plan, but thought that I could help him out. Joined KW in the Bonita office in 2012. And then within 6 weeks, my brother broke up with long-term girlfriend, moved back to Minnesota. I was sitting there staring at myself going, what in the world are we going to do? I had a friend who was in the commercial side, but kind of knew through the Costco days. He's a broker up in primarily Lee County. You know Randy Chris. Great guy. Really, aside from Jeff, the best broker I've ever had.
Thank you. I'll keep those checks rolling in.
But he said, I got an office for you to sit. And I said, great. And this was with your past was wife. It happened to be in the neighborhood that I lived in, literally in Cypress Woods. They had a real estate office in Cypress Woods. I was living on Lower Green South. They had an office there, and I'm like, really? And he said, yes. He goes, you guys, you're both welcome. I'll move your license right now. I need somebody to sit it. We didn't. When I say we didn't know what we were doing, 6 weeks in the business, I had started doing what's the first thing? Ignite. Ignite. I was sitting in a class like this with Carrie Harry yelling at us. I said something, and she's like, no, that's not the answer. I'm like, okay. And I left. I stayed at KW for about 6 months. The wife left and went to that office because I wanted to finish the training and I really didn't know what I was doing. So she sat there. We were 2 separate brokerages. I had to move over to Randy in order to be able to do a deal over there. So that's a short story. So the rest is history. Then 6 years, 5 years independent, broke our own office, realized that KW was the way to go because I needed the leverage, needed the help, needed the support, needed to be able to ask a group of people like this questions. As great as Randy was, he did not work every day that ended in Y. And we literally, when I say had to figure it out on our own, we figured the one thing in this industry, you can ask anybody, you're going to get 40,000 different answers. There is no answer except the answer that you can execute and you can get done, and Jeff says, okay, too. That's it. Those are the only two answers that matter. Everything else is figured out, and that's it.
All right, so let me back up for a second. So you had your own brokerage, right?
Yeah.
For how long was that?
About 5.5 years.
About 5.5 years. So you came to KW, then you left, and you had your own brokerage for 5.5 years. And then
Came back to KW Naples.
why?
I played hockey with Burke and with Adrian. It had always been in my mind. To be honest with you, it was a revolving door. I paid for Zillow leads, Brivity, training, trying to get people to use stuff they didn't use. Everything was different. I had to relearn it. I had a property management company. I would say in 5 years, probably 10 different agents. And I had always heard from people like Jeff, and now I'm on the board and I'm sitting in the treasury department or in doing everything and that you could do, and hearing that, oh no, agents only stay in the business for 2 years. I'm like, well, that makes sense. 5.5 years in this, it's a revolving door. They come, they go, they come, they go. This is stupid. Let's go somewhere else where they can do the training and they can help me. And I can say, well, if you're not doing this, then perhaps you should go to Ignite. If you're not doing this, perhaps you should go to Bold. If you're not doing this, perhaps you should go to Family Unity. If you're not doing this, you should go to Mega Camp, because there's systems in place and the systems provide you the opportunity to not fail. The only reason you fail is because you don't do them. And I can't control whether you do them or not, but I certainly got tired of putting systems out there and saying, you should do this, and then having it not happen. So.
Okay. So if you could look back right now, what would you say is your greatest accomplishment so far?
Well, aside from my 3 kids and going on 6 grandkids, I don't know. I think the greatest accomplishment is truly starting with nothing. And I mean, I was broken. When I say sitting on a golf course and just blowing money and sitting in a house by myself and pet the dog, that's what I was doing. And I mean that totally seriously. Had enough money to know that I could not starve to death, but it was coming to an end. There was that was when I moved out here, people like Jeff said, you need 6 months. If you don't have 6 months in the bank and you can't afford to pay your bills, you're making a tragic mistake. And we literally planned every single month. Okay, we figured we could make it a year. Like if I did no deals, we could make it a year. We did a deal in our first month. Like the first month, and beginner's luck. I mean, it was pouring rain. People drove off I-75, made 2 left turns, and they're in Cypress Woods, pulled in, knocked on the door, and it said our name on the door and sat down and talked with us, and they wanted to buy a condo in Cypress Woods. They ended up buying in Old Cypress, a single family home in, is it Lantana? What's the little community in front of, not Lantana, but the little spot in front of Old Cypress? I don't know, it's brand new homes, stock development homes, and that was our first deal. It was like crazy. So,
It was because it worked.
it's because we were there.
Yeah, well, it always is, right?
Yeah.
Some of the men
You're
preparing
rushed
and
there.
working, and when the opportunity shows up to the man who's working on something,
Right.
it feels like luck, or may look like luck, but
Yeah,
you were there,
it's
man or woman.
We understand.
So, what do you love most about being in real estate?
without question the people. Without it, the agents, obviously, you guys are family, but meeting people, talking with people, different relationships, different things with different people. Everybody has a place, everybody has a story, everybody has a why, everybody has a how they got to where they are. It's fun to hear it. I enjoy hearing it. And it says, oh, cool, I sold them their dream home, whatever. I like that, but that's not it. I think most of the homes for me that I do are either secondary homes or they're investment properties. So that relationship with it being their dream home isn't necessarily our conversation point. But they got to do something with their money, they got to do something with their wealth, they got to do something, they got to learn a little bit about the area. I drove some people around on Friday and we went and looked around, and at the end of the day, um, you know, they're great people. They will be friends. When they move here and they finally buy a place, we will do things together because they're gonna be friends. So,
Gotcha. So you're running around with buyers as well?
yes.
Not just listing. Right?
Yeah.
So listing focused, but buyers also.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you take care of them as well. So with ALC, right? And thank you for being an ALC member. You are on your third year as an ALC member? I mean, I had 2 years with me, so I'm not. 6 years.
7 years here, 7 years here, 1 year was.
So 7 years as ALC. I was wrong, but you know, it's the years I was.
I think
there.
this is 6.
6 years, so 2 years with me. And thank you for being a part of ALC. What about that? What do you like most about being part of leadership in ALC here, and what does that mean to you? 'Cause you've done it 7 years. I mean, it's gotta matter.
I mean, again, the fun part is talking with people. I don't know, Kim, how you feel, but you get the opportunity, Doreen, I know you get to talk with people. And because we do it, there's an opportunity for more people to talk with. There's an opportunity. I'm always the door open. I know sometimes it seems rude if somebody walks in and I change gears and shift topic and start talking, but I don't want anybody to feel like there's not the opportunity to come and talk anytime. Sometimes you gotta wait in line, but sometimes you don't. And, you know,
Cool. Um, you remember your first year in real estate when we kind
Yeah.
of talked about it?
Yeah.
You think about your first year. If you could wave the magic wand and go back and say, do this instead of what you did, or do this differently, what do you think? What is that?
that's a great question. I would like to have stayed more focused on the things that work and gotten less. I am the epitome of being caught in a good sales pitch. You get me in a good day and a good sales pitch, and Doreen and I will buy homes.com all day long. But I spent the first year,
$30 a month.
yes, the first year being broke and on a budget and didn't buy a thing, and we did great. By year 2, I was like, oh, this business is easy. I'll buy anything that out. I've spent more money on stupid crap than still to this day, I am guilty of buying stupid crap. And I say to myself, don't buy it, don't do it. And all of a sudden, oh, that sounds good. And you buy it. So
Let's talk about that for a minute, a little bit more, because you said when you didn't buy anything, you had a great year. And I think a lot of agents struggle with that idea that how can you do that? Like, how do you have a great year? How is it? If you're not, if you know, as you know, we're in Naples, a lot of people are like, I don't know anybody here. I'm new, I don't know anybody, I don't have leads, I want leads, uh, et cetera, et cetera. So what is it that you did in that year that helped you do that business without buying and getting crazy like you said you did after?
number one thing, answer your damn phone. It cannot, how many times do you hear, oh, you answered your phone? If you answer the phone, you do it 5 times in a row, 4 of those people are gonna say, oh, the other person never called me back. Thanks for calling back. Or the other person never answered. You answer your phone, you're automatically in the top 30%. Just answer your phone. And then being personable, and then having a tiny bit of knowledge. And I can tell you the first year I didn't have any knowledge, but I kind of knew where I lived. I knew the street names. I knew how many homes were in there, and I knew what it cost to live in the community. That was it. I did not know anything else. That's the biggest part of it, is just doing those things. The spending of the money on the things for, if I would have had $50,000 marketing budget, I'd have spent it on all the wrong things anyway, so I'm glad I didn't have it. You know, so.
You know, I hear a lot, especially from agents who are like not from here, when I'm talking to them, you know, they're in another market, or they're agents who are coming to this market. To what you just said is like they say, I hear people tell me all the time, like the Naples agents, not KW agents, but Naples real estate agents, like they don't call back, they don't respond, they don't pick up their phones. And I'm like, that's crazy, because here we're all over everything, and I keep hearing, that over there, that it's not like that. So when you say you're in the top 30%, I think that is very true. We live in a spoiled area. People don't always feel the same when they, right, about that hustle.
I don't know the stats. Jeff would know the stats. Were you on MLS committee? No?
Yeah, but
So there's some ridiculous stats out there. The amount of people that do zero transactions, it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 60% of agents do zero transactions. I mean, none. So of course they don't answer the phone. They're not. They're doing it because they might sell their own house or they maybe sold their sister's house. That's it.
And you got, hi, you've reached 239-221-2114.
Yeah.
Please leave a message. Oh, your mailbox is full. Thank
Yeah.
you. So they're silent agents.
They're silent
Don't even put their name. And we have some that have matriculated through here that I remind you every time, you're in the real estate business. Hi, this is Jeff Jones. I'm the best agent in the world. Please leave me a message, something like that. But that's the amazing thing is the number of times you call people. You've reached 239, so what? And then the minute that click, mailbox is full. How many of you had that?
I find it to be a reminder that there's plenty of opportunity.
Yeah.
Plenty of opportunity for those who are going to do the extra. Okay. So you attend Bold every year. 12, 13 now, 12 or 13, right? 12 or 13 Bolds, family reunion every year, mega agent camp every year. Almost. Well, yeah,
As long as it's not.
but right, things happen, right? But you're pretty much all of them. And part of that is part of ALC responsibilities, right? But you don't have to. You could always say, I'm not gonna do ALC and I'm not gonna go to those things. So why do you choose to show up every year to these things consistently? Even if it's not all of them, it's most of them. Like you said, life happens. But otherwise you're there. Why do you choose to do that?
For me, it's mindset 100%. It has almost nothing to do with learning something new. There's tips, there's little things that I've already instituted, or maybe it's an add-on to something that I already do, but it's mindset. Bold resets me, family reunion resets me, mega camp resets me. It's rethinking about what I'm in the business for, what do I want to do, what are my goals, asking tough questions when you go to something, what are your goals for 2026? Who's got a business plan? Who doesn't? Who's got, what's your focus, whether it's, referrals or whether it's, something else. Every single time it makes you think about what you need to do. And I think you need it in this industry more than anything because it's so easy to sit back and forget about what you're doing. You get caught up in the minutia. And if you're seeing 2026 is a mindset year for me. It's already started with my posts. It's going to be always about mindset, and that's it. So
I don't want to miss saying congratulations on happening again this year, as you do every year. So congratulations on that. I was just looking at the numbers. While the business is a little bit down, you still had a great year, right? And to your point about your posts, I've noticed you've been on a little bit of a small tirade with some of your posts. And it reminds me though, like I said before, that if you want to learn how to swim, right, you don't study the water.
Yeah.
Right, you jump in it.
Yeah.
Right. Which is kind of like what you've been saying in your post lately and what you just alluded to. So how does that, what does that mean to you and how does that show up for you?
I was talking with David earlier and he's stepped out, but I was going to kind of pick on him a little bit because he's done an amazing job in 4 months. He's got 7
He went to an appointment.
He came into it with a background that was not in real estate, and he hearing him talk, I was just reminded of the things that you can do naturally if you know who you are. He is a caller. He's a phone caller. That guy worked in a office in a financial brokerage, smiling and dialing, and that's not me. But he knows himself, and he was totally okay with that. He's got 23,000 people in his command database. He's got, he has what did he say? He's through 800 of them. I have 18,000 people in there, and not to pick on the agents on my team, but call them. There are, for me, that's our 18,000 people. Start putting them on DT, D2 and call them. Just, it's just a conversation, it's just a relationship. He does it and he's killing it.
Like, you know, speaking of him, one of his numbers that he has no problem failing forward. Like,
Yep.
he would just, he messes it up, but he goes in it.
Yep.
And he's just swimming in it, like he has no problem drinking the water.
Yep.
Like, you know, and choking on it.
And no problem,
fixing it.
and no problem figuring it out as he's going. You say
Mhm.
choking on it. He literally is just figuring it out as he's going. And that's what I was. I happened to have a partner who was a little bit more into the I can't do it because I might fail mentality.
Mhm.
And I look back on it and that's difficult because nobody's gonna do it for you. It's just one of those industries. It's not like working at Bank of America where when you can't figure out the teller, somebody's supervisor's gonna come over and there you go, this is what to do here, 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 and then you put it in this way and you know, and I look at my wife and it was couldn't move forward without this T being crossed and this I dotted. And I'm like, that doesn't work that way in this industry. I just hate to say it. It's
Paralyzing.
it's paralyzing. And if that's the theory, then it's gonna be a long journey because you're never gonna know everything.
I mean, a lot of success is kind of fail, win, fail, fail,
Yeah, yeah,
fail, fail, win,
Win.
fail, 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 win, win, fail,
Yeah.
fail, win, but
Yeah.
it's not like start winning. It's like start failing.
Yep.
Right?
Start failing. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Well, okay. Actually, yeah, right. So for agents consuming information but not seeing results yet, what do you think? You kind of went over it, but what does that mean again?
I think you can overeducate. We drink from a fire hydrant.
And we do that a lot here.
We do that a lot.
But that's
And you
what
do
we
need,
do often.
you do need to pick your balance. I mean, there's a lot of things I don't go to, because honestly,
well, you can't.
can't go to everything.
You gotta go to where you're at.
Gotta pick your battles.
Right.
Yep. And you gotta know, but I think you gotta go to certain things. Gotta do family reunion, gotta do bowl, gotta do those certain things. But, you also gotta know yourself. If you're not a social media person, it probably doesn't make sense to go to social media class and waste an hour and a half of your time. But if you are a social media person and you don't go, then I'm like, well, you know, if you just got one thing out of it. So, you know, but that information overload is a problem in the industry.
It's a matter of action.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Take the action.
Take the action.
But I could sit here for 8 hours and still go take action when I leave. I could sit here running for 8 hours and still go take action.
True.
The problem is you choose to not take the action.
It's funny, I talked to David about this and I'm gonna say it and it's gonna offend people. I came from a retail background. He came from an investment banking background. He's also a caterer and owns restaurants. That guy works 7 days a week. He's on call all the time. He knows an 80-hour work week. And I point blank, unfiltered, I said, how many hours a week do you think the average agent works? His words was 15 hours. I said 20. I was being generous. Think about it. Working on your social media post and posting it, that's not real estate work, you guys. That's what you do after you have a listing, after you have a customer, after you have something. There's people that sit here and are going through things and trying to figure out what their next best step is, but they don't have a listing and they don't have a customer. They don't have a buyer. Like, that's not being a full-time real estate agent. Your job is lead gen. Your job is to get a listing. Your job is to get a buyer. Your job is to get under contract. If you're not doing that work and, oh, yeah, well, I did a great post and I'm gonna get buyers off of it, come on. I've never gotten a contract from Facebook ever, ever, ever in my life. Doesn't mean I don't post, doesn't mean I don't. Okay, well, no, it's not.
And it's different for everyone.
But did Facebook give it to you?
But no, Facebook didn't give it to me, but my post did.
Thank you, because then you did
yeah.
what? You posted something,
And
you
then-
called them,
Yes,
you had to meet with them, then all of a sudden you had a relationship, and then you went under contract. Okay,
Yeah.
so Facebook never
Absolutely.
called you and said, hey, I got a deal for you. Nope. So,
No, it is a conduit.
This is-
But there is, you know, I mean, the market is a little bit different. I would say every time I see somebody who's very popular, or is a quote unquote influencer, I have a habit of looking at numbers and the numbers don't match the social media, right? So the audio doesn't match the visual.
yep, and don't kid yourself, I'm not a non-social media, obviously I'm out there, I don't do the video thing, my goal 2026 is to do more videos.
That's my question for you. What's your goal for 2026?
That's one of them, do more videos, mindset was a big one. 150 sides this year is my goal. I want to do $30 million. So I think that that's very doable. I also think it's gonna be a tough year. So I think that it's gonna be similar to the year that we're in, but I think that there's market share to be had. I think there's gonna be a lot of agents. Again, hate to say it for anybody in this room, a lot of agents are gonna get out of this business. I don't think people can handle a third year in a row of a soft, stale market.
And that's just math. It's always been true, right? And so it's math. However, it doesn't have to be the agents in this room. But the problem is the action. I guess that.
It won't be you guys because you're
in
here.
action.
Because you're here. It won't be for the people online because they're here. They're present.
What
It's
did you
gonna
do in
be
volume this year, last year?
Seven.
seven,
Seven.
7 million?
72 sides.
Oh, 72 sides. How many?
Yeah. So. I
How many
did
Well, 2025, I'm looking at. just-
Yeah, how many-
seven,
How many 20?
7 million.
Which is a little dead for a tough year, right? Um,
So.
so those goals you have are lofty this year, like, well, how will those goals impact your family and your quality of life?
They go back to 2023, they're doable. Because that was so good at 2022, but it's been a tough 24 and 25 is tough, no question about it. They're achievable for several reasons, because I think that it's gonna be I think the market's gonna get better. I think the markets are gonna work with people that have listings. I think the word's out. I truly, as much as I feel that a buyer's agent is important to get your buyer skills in line right now for conversations, I do believe that people have figured out since the rule change that they want to work with the listing agent. More and more and more conversations that I'm having, are you the listing agent, is the first thing out of their mouth. And I'm like, wow. They're
Showcase.
Yep,
Right.
yep, yep. So showcase is important. And I honestly, 6 months ago, when we were talking about it being a buyer's market, I was kind of focused on some stuff that we heard at Mega Camp, and it was a little bit on the side of get your buyer's skills in order. And I was thinking, we need to go out there and get more buyer's agents because we get so overwhelmed with buyers. The reality is go out there and get more listings because the buyers want to call the listing agent. So that's literally just changed for me in the last 4 or 5 months. So,
A buyer doesn't have to sign a buyer broker agreement with a listing agent.
yes, yeah.
That's a big deal.
So,
Else,
yes.
Would you say that your numbers coincide more with the line of like 2019, like before COVID?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. 2020, almost exactly to 2018, 2019. So, and that's just the realities of where it is. And I think having that mindset to go back to those days and say, those weren't bad for me by any means. Those were good. I have a really high percentage of my monies because of the cap with KW. So I keep roughly 92, 94% stays in my pocket. I try not to spend a lot of stuff on other monies, other marketing, other stuff. But you do the quick math on it, it's roughly a 92-8 split. Look at every other company out there that's 85-15, 80-20, people.
well, you bring up an important topic that I've been talking about, 80, because we talk about it as a 70-30 split here, but it's not, right? The goal is for you to cap and then to keep at 100%.
Right.
And that's where you look at the end of the year and you're not 70-30, you're less than that as soon as you cap. But you do the things that we talk about in order to cap, so that when you cap, you then go to 100% and then it becomes something like a 92-8 or whatever you can achieve at that point. As an ALC member, how do you view your role in shaping the culture and growth of Omaha's?
It's evolved, it's changed. I used to think that it was more helping committees, it was more doing that kind of stuff. I truly think now it's more about being available, being transparent, being authentic, I think that's more about the culture. I think it's more of the honest conversation of just ask me. I love to help. I absolutely, it is love to help.
So, what about in general? Like, why do leadership participation and growth matter for agents at every level?
The old saying, if you're not learning, you're not growing. If you're not growing, you're not learning. If you're not, if you don't want to learn it, then teach it because you're gonna have to learn it, you know? So all those things are kind of all part of what we do all the time is learn, grow, learn, teach, learn, you know?
To that point, I want to say that there's nobody here who can't teach something.
Right.
Like if there's something that you are passionate about and you want to teach, just say it and you can teach it, right? Because leadership is at all points, right? There's no like there's in every area, somebody has an opportunity to lead. And teaching is, like you said, the greatest way to learn, even be better at something by teaching. So there's every opportunity to do it.
100%. David, again, not to pick on him because he's not here, but you know, if you want to know calls, and that guy's doing AI scripts because he's refreshing himself on what to say on calls. I mean, if you want to, if you don't know how to do a special feature sheet, if you're not asking Sonia, then, you know, steal her template, maybe. But it's not rocket science, but she does it on every single one and it looks good and it's the right thing to do. And, you know, Doreen reminded me of filling out a property information sheet. I do a property information sheet if it's a new property. But then I started remembering there's agents on the team that are new. And so I was reminded there's property information sheets on the MLS for every single, so during MLS class, fill out a property information sheet. Guess what? It's actually in the order in which you input the information into the MLS. It actually reminds you to ask questions that you might not normally pay attention to. So I went into my new listing today. I didn't print the property information sheet, but I was reminded, and I looked at it, I'm like, oh yeah, I should count the number of ceiling fans. I can tell you, I guess on ceiling fans every single time. If it says 4 and somebody was calling me out and go, there's only 3, all right, I'm putting the ceiling fan in for $150. Okay. But it just reminds me, so I go around and I took a video and I took pictures so that I could look at that property information sheet, because we're gonna use a different person to do an input.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give that person a property information sheet, you know?
How do you think experienced agents help raise the
And
standard?
she's been doing it for 60 years and still does a property information.
Right, I do.
In by hand.
6
By
years
hand.
of it, I'm just saying.
How do you think experienced agents help raise the standard for everyone?
You know, I think without question, if you, what's the best form of a compliment is to copy somebody. I've heard that before. Just the worst case scenario, just copy somebody that's doing a good, they thinks doing a good job. You know, find out if they're doing a good job, but copy somebody that's doing a good job. And then from there, grow, know thyself, learn, evolve, develop, all those things. So
You have a plan yet for family reunion? Besides
mindset,
going to it?
yeah, mindset was a big part of it. I wanted to attend, I do want to do more with AI, which
That's a full day on.
it's a full day on that.
First day.
Yep. Networking for me, it is a big part of, I'd like to, I don't just run around and give out my business cards. I know there's people that do that. I do not do that. I literally try to just find people, sit next to them, share a card. We did this thing and I hope they do it again because I put up my notes last year, which we didn't do it last year, but remember 2 years ago, we did the little tables. They did those little round table meetings. There was 8 to 10 people. I think you and I did one. That was
That luxury one.
yes, that
Really
was
good.
hats off, one of the best. I think that concept should have been through, and that's where I put my notes is
Speed dating, speed meeting or something?
no, well, it was an hour, but it was an in-depth mastermind. Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Dennis rolled us at round
Every
table.
mastermind,
Yeah.
And it was,
It was
very
great.
different.
You had 30 seconds to ask your question and they had 30
Mhm.
30 seconds to do whatever.
Yes, they did,
Yeah.
they did a couple of different rooms. I
Yeah.
did actually. It was really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna move on to Q&A. If anybody, in the room has any questions for Bill. Or on Zoom. Or on the hallway. Or on the bathroom.
We're listening
All
to you
right.
right now.
That's a good question.
45, there's 10 for sale, 3 pieces of property, 3 pieces of land, 4. That's it.
So lots of open house opportunities.
Lots of open house opportunities. In fact, I think we just posted it today. There's like 6 places that are vacant, go anytime. two of them, you could do open houses anytime. The Cape Coral one, Sonia's listing, that one's vacant, gorgeous, go anytime, do an open house there any day of the week.
Is that the same MLS? Cape Coral? Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah.
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 So,
I don't know, I don't ever travel.
Any other questions?
Bill,
yes.
what are your feelings on guiding new agents on mentorship, getting involved, that aspect of it?
Good question. I think we walk a fine line in every brokerage because you're all independent contractors of what we can and can't force. But if I was gonna say anything, I felt coming as a W-2 employee for my entire life, joining KW first, I did not feel that I didn't have a choice to not go to Ignite. Okay? It was told to me that that's what I had to do. I think that if you're not doing that, if you're not getting a mentor, not getting a coach, and not joining a team, and you're an independent agent and you're new and you've never done real estate before, you're crazy if you don't do one of those three things. I cannot imagine being in this industry not doing one of those three. Get a mentor, get a coach, or join a team. Because there's just things that just make everything else will be easier if you do those things. But we can't force anybody to do it, and so.
Correct. Everybody is doing Ignite, and we do have productivity coaching. Again, as a reminder, Jordan is leading productivity coaching now. So he's out there making faces. What else? Any other questions?
Yeah.
Oh, Jack.
Bill, how many sites did you do last year?
I think it's gonna 72, 73, 72.
What's your forecast for this year?
Oh, no, 70 something. I said,
150.
Okay, so how are you gonna get there from here? I
I'm gonna
mentioned you didn't think the market was
concentrate-
gonna be a whole lot better.
Concentrate a lot more on doing the right things, which is taking advantage of the systems, but getting back on track. I kind of wallowed in misery a little bit last year because it was 2024 was tough, and I let that carry over into 2025. And so for me, some different lead gen sources, answering the phone more, calling them more, following up more. That's going to be the big thing. And converting, I loved your conversation, which again, you can learn from anybody. But you said that you look at a listing as an opportunity and you go into it with the mindset that you're either going to get another listing or you're going to get a buyer out of it. And I thought that again was the mindset component of take the Cape Coral listing, take my one on Laurel Greens, which Nancy and I have worked together for how many years?
6, 7.
7 years. Congratulations, welcome to KW. But one of the deals we did was now one that she's selling to the very person, a listing of mine that I sold to her buyers. She's now selling it. I have 2 listings already and another listing that's going to go active Friday, right down the road from. So we're talking about everything from pricing to marketing to everything in between. That's what makes KW. That's what makes the world go round. I will kid you not. That thrills the heck out of me that you're here, but just to be able to talk about it and to have those commonalities in place. And I think to get to 150, it's more of that. Go back. I called an agent the other day who showed a listing, great conversation with them. That type of marketing, for me, it's the relationship. It's the other agent, the other buyer, the other seller. So
We have to wrap up.
Yes.
It's at 1:30. So I want to ask you something. The other day, Christmas week, which is also your birthday week, because your birthday is on Christmas. You were telling a story that kind of caught my attention, but you were talking about how for you, Christmas and birthday, because of where you grew up, like you never got certain things, and so could you tell that story again?
So I born Christmas Day, kind of a dysfunctional household that I grew up in, but everybody always said it sucks to be born on Christmas. I never got a baseball glove and I never got a skateboard. Never. Hockey sticks, hockey gloves, skates, helmet, toboggans, all the stuff, the winter stuff, but I never got. So my mom ended up starting to have my birthday on July 25th or June 25th, so I could have a summer birthday. that lasted a couple of years, but it always stuck in my head of the mindset of, that's just the way people think.
Did you get the baseball glove?
I didn't, I never did get a baseball glove, but I did get a skateboard.
Uh-huh.
And by then I was like 14,
40?
ready to start driving. And I was like, I don't even skateboard anymore.
We got a review on July 25th, 2 years ago.
That's funny. That should be the new day to celebrate his birthday.
Thank you.
Well, so we thought about that. We were listening to that conversation and we decided that you should get a skateboard for the wall.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
Turn it around now. Get it around. Get it around. Really cool. Oh, happy birthday. Merry Christmas.
I can drive.
So, yeah, well, in your new office, you can hang it on the wall. It'll look great.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah. We don't.
Thanks. So I think we have lunch here, do we?
Yeah, we got lunch here, guys. We're gonna reset the room. We're gonna get Jerry up, get her PowerPoint up, and learn about renovation loans. So grab your lunch.
That's
All right. Grab your lunch.
Great.
Good idea, Jake. Picture.
Picture, oh wait, get a picture with that skateboard.
Yeah, we need.
We got a photo of you with that skateboard.
Yeah, so next week.
All right, thank you guys.
Okay, well then.
Yeah, I mean, it's like.